Very exciting day. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Haley's here. Good morning, Haley. And Kyle's here, and Dave, and Jess. Oh, the gang is showing up. How was everybody's weekend? Oh, short? I'm trying to think if it felt short. I don't know if it felt short. I think I was inside. I didn't think I left the house Saturday, Sunday because of the rain. And yesterday felt like a Sunday. It was weird. Yeah, I guess it was short. I don't know. The school to break ratio is unfair. Explain that. Oh, and Jess, since you're on the phone and I just got your email, did you use iMovie on your phone or iMovie on like a computer? Phone. Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. All right, that's what Nick had done as well. 2 days off, 5 days in wait, but that's a normal work week. How gonna work on your birthday Wednesday. David, where do you work? It was my birthday yesterday and I worked. Oh my god. Thank you. Thanks for the birthday wishes, everybody. Yes, David. Got to make that bread for sure. Okay. Oh, people are trickling in. Awesome. Okay. If you're just joining us. Oh, and they left. Never mind. Excuse me. Wow, we're missing more than half the class. And there are some people, where's my pen, that have never showed up, which is not good. We certainly don't want that. Ashley's here. All right. Well, I think this is. I'm going through our morning show script that no one has added to since last Friday. Was that Friday? No, I think we had. Yeah, did we get this up Friday? I don't even remember. Holy cow. Okay. I don't know what that means, Harrison. Who's Mrs. Rona? I don't understand. Explain, please. And Harrison, I thought you were working on a segment for us. Not to single you out, you just happened to be the last person in the chat. Curious what happened there. Oh, Mrs. Rona. I thought okay, Corona. Got it. Mrs. Rona. I was like, oh, it must be like a nurse in an elementary school or something. Got it. Well, let's certainly hope so. All right. So here's where we're at with our script. Some folks had put in for a segment. I know, Ashley, you were working on something. You reached out the other day. How did that come together? I know you said it was looking a little bit longer, which is perfectly fine. Excuse me. I got a video from Nick, which was fantastic. I got a video from Jess and Ali last night, which is awesome. Um, and then I got a video from Kyle, Vinny, and Landon. Also awesome. So we've got those three segments. I added something today based on an email I got from Dr. Petrowski. Today or this week is Autism Awareness Week, so I thought it would be advantageous of us to get a video in there. And he sent over some video links, and a lot of them were geared towards like younger kids. And so I found one that, while still geared towards younger kids, at least is entertaining and informative. And there's a cute, adorable little, I think British kid, maybe Australian. I can't pick up his accent, but I thought that would be a good thing to go into the show this week, which means stop it, computer. Oh, Denise is here. Hi. I turned it in on Classroom. Oh, okay, cool. Let's check it. Check it. Ba, 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 ba. Turn it in. Classwork. Oh, there it is. Got it, Ashley. Fantastic. Let's take a look. I put the wrong Tuesday as a due date. That's not surprising. The Hazlitt Scoop. Sweet. Oh, this is awesome. Cool. And may I ask what you used to put that together? iMovie on my phone. Okay, cool. So it looks like you and Jess and Nick have all used iMovie on your phone. Vinny, I'm presuming you guys just did like a screen capture um, of your chat and then put it together that way. It took a while. I can imagine. I don't. Jesus. Yeah, trying to edit, and I did it once as just this is kind of a novelty, but like editing on a 6.5-inch touchscreen is not the most ideal way to to edit, at least quickly. Which is when you finally understand your NLEs and like Premiere, you're just like you can just get in there and go do what you need to do, and move really really quick, which is fantastic. So I guess we'll you guys can guinea pig a little bit, and I'm going to guinea pig more tomorrow with my TV3 class. You guys yesterday and Harrison, thank you again for helping out and being so responsive on email. That back and forth as quickly as you responded was key in getting us to understand what some of the issues were. I had enrolled everybody in a online. Oh, come on, log in, please. Nope, just go to the dashboard. Enrolled everybody in an online cloud-based video editor called WeVideo. And it's a free program, and it's not normally, but of course they've extended it for the school year to be free. And I managed to get licenses for all of my students, you guys included. And so Harrison helped me figure out some stuff because it looks like a small handful of all of my students have used it before. And I want to say, Dave, you are on that list too. If I'm just checking, did I throw it out? I think I did. I didn't mean to. Yeah, there it is. Let me take it out of my trash because I need to have that as reference. I think Harrison was the first name I recognized and was like, oh, okay, I got to email. Yeah, actually, a lot of people from this class: Dave, Denisa, Nick, Liam, and then Harrison. But Harrison has rectified his. Um, you guys were all enrolled in this. And so I'm going to, just for the sake of having you guys here, we can try and take care of this collectively. If you go to wevideo.com, like if you open up another tab and go to wevideo.com and log in using your Hazlet credentials, I believe, let me double check real quick. Nope, I lied. The password is broadcasting1, capital B, no space between the one. If you guys log in with your email and that password, you know what? I'll put that in the classroom stream. This is my typing face with this crappy keyboard. I hope if I can spell. Post it. All right. Oh, David, your name came up because I enrolled the class in a online platform called WeVideo, and when I put in your email address, it had said that you have it's already taken, meaning you already had an account. So your login credentials are going to be what they were when you set that up. All right. But your account should have been upgraded to the pro version, the academic version, where you won't get watermarks. You've got a much bigger storage capacity. And so I'm going to bounce back over here to my desktop. I think what we'll do is, since the show is going to air on Thursday and we're still going to have a class time to meet, we can kind of go over this very loosely. And that way it gives, we'll go over it in some detail. It'll give everyone an opportunity on Thursday to kind of move into episode 2 of their segments, and then use this as a viable option for editing, which is great because I did a really simple test with some clips that I had on Google Drive, and that's the beauty of this, is that it feeds in right from Google Drive. So if I just go into my test edit here, all right, this is all done online. There's some stock media. There's some stock music you can get into. They have like an audio library that's not like super. Just it's included, and I'm pretty sure copyright free, at least for what we'll be using it for. Even some backgrounds as well. So if you do have some green screen stuff, you can put some backgrounds in there, which is kind of neat. So my media is just stuff from, and I have an exports folder now, but test folder. So these were some clips that I just pulled in. These are from my 24-hour film challenge from a while ago. And it's a timeline-based editor. So you still have video tracks down here. You still have the option to, throw in text, which is kind of neat. I mean, it's going to be a little bit more limited than Premiere is, of course, but it's going to allow for really simple edits. Like I think anything that you guys had done for your like your projects, like for this class, I think this would make it a little bit easier. Ashley, you used a lot of images, so I think the only hiccup that you're going to find is that doing some of the transitions might be a little wonky, and resizing some of those images could be a little challenging. But for your standard, like, we just need to trim clips, put clips in order, like this is pretty awesome. So you still use your preview and program. Well, I guess everything it's double whammy here. All right, so you can still take sections down. All right, you can trim things up, add effects, add text. It's pretty neat. So you guys are going to have access to this. If you want to tinker with it, by all means, go for it. But we'll do a little bit more in-depth dive on Thursday. Yeah. Oh, David, good. So yeah, if you got the 650 gigabytes, then it means that your account's been upgraded, which is a ton of storage. Jess, honestly, whatever you feel comfortable with, um, I thought this might be a good option for those that, um, have either limited space on a phone or a phone that's broken or I mean, imagine editing on an iPhone and then an iPhone with like a shattered screen would probably be a nightmare. Um, yeah, I'm not going to force this on anybody. You have the account there, and I would encourage you to at least tinker with it. You may find that it's at least a little bit more robust than maybe what you can do on a phone. But if you find the phone to be quicker, then by all means, go for it. I'm not going to force your hand and say you have to use this. If you have, some people I've talked to in other classes have Premiere at home. Wonderful. All the more reason that we can start getting projects done. I just didn't want to start assigning video projects and then either force people to use a phone, which is not the most conducive way, or you know cater to those that only that have Premiere at home, or another editing system. So I wanted to wait until we had something for everybody, and so tinker. Wait till Thursday when I go over some stuff in a little bit more detail, just to kind of show you guys how it works. And if you go, oh, okay, like that's cool, but I'm just going to use my phone, that's perfectly fine. All right, our ingestion portion of our workflow is going to be a little bit different with this because, as most of you guys were shooting things on your phone, you're going to have to upload that stuff to Google Drive, and so that's going to slow down your process a little bit. But in the sake of, I don't know, having an easier interface, I would think personally it's worth it. But that's just me. I'd rather sit down to edit than do it casually on my phone. But I'm a little bit, I guess, old school in that regard. So this is going to be a viable option. So I would definitely say make sure you guys log in before Thursday's class and at least get that kind of set up to your liking. I'll go over some of the few settings and things that we would need to tweak, but it's fairly straightforward. So I think you guys will enjoy that to some degree. And if you kind of miss out on doing some video editing, at least this will give you an option to do it from your Chromebooks. I think you can use it from your phones as well. And the beautiful thing is that it will export directly to your Google Drive. So you don't have to worry about like exporting and then uploading anything. You export, boom, it's a video in Google Drive, and then you can turn that in on Classroom like super easy. So, David, if you want to review it, go for it. Like seriously, like doing movies and show reviews were some of the suggestions that I kept putting in Google Classroom, and no one seemed to bite. And like the 3 or 4 people that put they wanted to do some quarantine-esque type things, I left some notes there, and no one had upgraded or changed any of that. So, is that a reflection of the 11 people that are missing in class right now? Could be. And obviously, I don't want any extra burden to go on you guys. But if you're steering the course and you're making segments, and we're getting those grades that are going in, then you're obviously going to be okay. What we want to figure out today is the. I didn't watch it. I don't have any interest in it whatsoever. I personally think I would I would be so angry watching it that I couldn't do it. But like, and David, remember, if you're reviewing it, okay, review it as a show and a program. Don't review it from, I'm guessing just based on the few comments there, from your personal stance on like, I don't want to say the outcome, because if it's a documentary, but obviously there's a narrative there. Like that shouldn't be part of the review. If you want to inject that as your opinion towards the end, keep that kind of separate. But that would be really cool. That would be really cool. And so I've got 2 thoughts. One for Haley, because she's here, and then one for Haley and everybody else. Haley, for next week's show, do we start a new document? We can copy and paste the old one and just empty it out. But would it be easier to start a new one, or is it easier just to use the same one and then like remove everything from it? And then to everyone, with a show going out Thursday, that leaves us today and tomorrow to have an anchor, all right, introduce our segments and kind of be the host of our show for this week. And what that's going to look like on the back end then is that if in the document, oh my God, go there. All right, we've got these 4 segments lined up for this week. All right, which if you did, thank you so much. And if we didn't, what the hell? I was hoping with the short runtime, the 30 to 60 seconds, it would be an opportunity for us to have if everyone did one, then we'd have like 12, 15 segments to run every week, and that would be fantastic. Knowing this, we can start to formulate that into an anchor script, and that's going to be Haley and Morgan's responsibility is to shape that. And the reality is we don't have much going on outside of our segments. Like we don't have any school announcements or things like that. So if you guys want to brainstorm now about some things that we can use to fill that, then this would become the script for the anchor to use. That anchor who we would nominate today would have to record that themselves, reading the script in what I would hope would be the most like professional, conducive type environment. Like don't do it in the middle of your living room with a bunch of stuff going on. Don't do it like in your dining room with a giant window behind you so we can't see you. Somewhere quiet, somewhere that looks nice. To record that, upload the anchor portion to Google Classroom so I can download it, and then I can use that to kind of cut up and put the other video segments in between. We'll do the intro to the show and things like that as well. But I think with what we have here, I know 3 Sports Guys is long. The Autism Simulator video is, I think, 4.5 minutes, which fine. I think it's going to be balanced well. And at least it's going to be what I would prefer, which is student-driven, right? Like you guys are driving the content of this show. And while I think what Ms. Herrick did was really nice in getting those messages out there from teachers and stuff, I like that, like, this is coming from you. Like, putting it together, that's easy. That'll take me no time at all. But I like that you guys are contributing in a meaningful way, and I think that's going to speak volumes to how we do our class. Well, Haley, those were the 2 options. I asked which one you prefer, because I didn't know if you had a preference. I would like to make a copy and then have a new one, strictly because then we have a kind of an archive of like the document as it stands right now is, well, before the script goes in, this is the history of episode 1, and then it'll kind of continue from there. And then, of course, we can tweak that doc if there are sections that we need to add and stuff. Oh my God, Ashley, you're right. Sorry, when I updated this before the show started, Twitter scoop. My apologies. That was not in there because I didn't know it was on Classroom. Harrison, I thought that you were doing something about the economy and the markets. You had mentioned something along those lines. What happened there? Yeah, no, Jess, absolutely. I don't have any formal updates other than today was supposed to be the day of the prom meeting. And so I was asked by Mrs. Sutton and Dr. Petrowski to resurrect or dig up the old video from the prom meeting from last year, and to take out the sections where the advisors talk about where prom is and all that stuff, cut that out and then re-upload that video. So my understanding is, as of today, they're planning to get that video out in a Google form to send out to people in the district so that they can watch it remotely. And I would only think, and this is pure speculation, that they're going to do that if they still plan on having prom. And I understand if things get worse or they don't get better and we're out longer, that's totally in flux. But obviously, they want to cover their bases with the anticipation that we're back with enough time to, have it. So at least right now, it's not as if they're saying, yeah, don't worry about the video. Prom's not going to happen. They're in the right position to go for it. So if we hear anything concretely, then yeah, we can definitely do that. Otherwise, it just seems like everything's kind of canceled. So all right, Harrison, resurrect theater talk then, I guess, as much as possible, or just theater news. I don't know how you want to angle that, but I'm sure you can land on a vision for that and then run with it. I would just try and keep run time around 2-ish minutes. Jess, to answer your question, I think senior prom is safer than junior prom because junior prom's in May, right? And if we're out till April 30th, and I think even that is a soft guess, they might cancel junior prom, which would be terrible, but at least juniors have senior prom to look forward to. If we cancel senior prom, then listen, no one wants to do that. It's going to be out of everyone's hands at that point. I was looking at projections from the state, and they've pegged our curve. Everyone says flatten the curve. They've pegged our curve to be flattened out. Like the chart said July. So I don't really know. We're again day by day. Well, Vinny, you can't win if everyone forfeits. Everyone forfeits. Exec board, Ashley, get exec board on doing Clash from home somehow. Wow, Jess, really? Okay. I mean, yeah, and I think maybe it's just, and I can see that making sense in August if they have the capacity to do it online, right? Because you get a bunch of people there, and then some of them go home, and then they come back. Like my orientation was the 3 days before the start of the school year, so freshmen just showed up early, and then we were there early. But I know sometimes they do it like it's a weekend or a day in the end of August, and then you go home for 2 weeks and come back. So. Oh, Ashley, stop being dramatic. Stop it. No. We need to assignments. No, you can't. You're in 2 of my classes. You can't you can't not do an assignment. We need you. Oh, who won Yahtzee? Could I ask that? I'm curious. I've never actually played Yahtzee. Wow, that's hurtful, Ashley. That's very hurtful. Only care about Clash. That's fine. You only have a room full of people right now that trying to put together a morning show, trying to rally around what we do, and you're just like, nah. I get it. Okay. My heart hurts now. Thank you. Oh, all right. Scrabble's good. I do enjoy a good competitive game of Scrabble. Scrabble's kind of like tennis in that if you're playing someone that's above you skill wise, I just feel like you will lose every time. I'm just perplexed by what Harrison said there. Oh no, what happened? Are we back? I think we're back. I hope we're back. Okay, good. Stream still said excellent, so why is it dropping? Why is it dropping? Uh-oh. All right. I don't know why this is giving some issues, but it is, and I'm hoping it's not on Twitter's end. I tried to increase or decrease the latency so I can chat with you guys a little bit more in real time. Nope, it's still crapping out. This is a problem. No. There will be data. I assure you. Okay. Yes? No? Maybe so? Ah, son of a butt. Okay. Yes? Are we good for the time being at least? I think so. All right, at least for the time being at least. Okay, which means that I'm a little concerned and we have to try and hustle a little bit on our objective for the day. Okay, so as we're losing everyone now, which understandably so, it's going to happen again. Shoot. All right, we need to figure out who among us is going to be the anchor. Son of a biscuit. you dare dip. Don't you dare dip. All right, well, if you can see, then that's great. I'm holding out hope that it's not going to kick the bucket. Morgan said she will. Well, then where is Morgan? Why isn't Morgan here now? That's the question. Oh, Morgan is there. Oh, hi, Morgan. Okay, so then where we need to be, I guess, today. So between today and tomorrow, all right. And Morgan, if you're going to be our anchor, and you and Haley are going to work on the script, so you're doing a little double duty there, which is awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so you guys are going to have to, between today and tomorrow, find time to piece that script together, which I don't think is going to be terribly hard. It's essentially a lot of segues, but like, I don't know. You guys you're fun people. Like, find a way to inject some personality into that, and then Morgan, just try and find the best like suitable environment for you to do it. And I would experiment even possibly with. If you have like a headset, but like if you want to tuck a microphone on you via headphone, like go for it. That might sound a little bit better. No, she's not doing a segment, but she's helping you with the script. And then if Harrison's going to make a segment, well, then it would need to come in before tomorrow. And that's the last little piece of time frame, is that between today and tomorrow. But if we want it to go out Thursday, then I need it with suitable time to piece together tomorrow. So can we set a reasonable deadline then for tomorrow, so that I know that, okay, this is when I'm expecting the video from Morgan, and I can have everything kind of queued up and ready to go in Premiere. And then Morgan and Haley, what we should do is let's look at our timetables and figure out if this is something that works. Because if we need to have segments in a little bit earlier so that we can write the script earlier and then give that to an anchor to record earlier, I want to know if that's a better way of doing it than trying to write the script on Tuesday, record it, and then get it to me by Wednesday. Yeah, Harrison, I'm going to say that's too late. Obviously, the earlier the better. But we should look at these timetables and see if we can tweak anything so that it's puts a little bit less pressure on you. Mainly because if we don't know what segments are going in until the, Tuesday or Wednesday before our show, then it puts a little pressure on you to get that script done ASAP so you can get it to the anchor as soon as possible, and then they've got some time to turn it around. But if those timetables are too short, then I'm with you, Haley. Time is an abstract concept at this point. You have till 12, like 12 midnight tonight or 12 noon tomorrow. Morgan, what do you mean by it might be easier to have someone go on it for the outline? Well, yeah, what I would do, guys, I would go right into that. Oh my God, this is driving me nuts. I would go right into that morning show script doc, and then down below in the anchor script, just type out what you would normally, what you would write for the anchor, and obviously it's going to be by one person, so it should be a little bit easier, and we don't need camera headings or talent headings. And then, depending on how you want to set up at home, I put some links in for my TV1 class, but there are some online teleprompters that I can send you. You can copy and paste that script from the doc into that teleprompter, and then try and set up your camera so that it's, like eye level. Like my camera setup right now is a little too low. I don't actually like it, but I'm too tall. So maybe that'll help. Where you can kind of set up your recording device by your computer screen and then record reading off the teleprompter. And if you kind of keep your recording device close to your teleprompter, then it'll look like you're reading off of the camera. You're just not. You're reading over or through or around the camera. Well, Haley, all the assignments, all the videos were supposed to be in now. Like people were supposed to get them in before the start of class today so that we knew definitively what was done and what we can put in the show. So what I would do is I would just base the script off of the 4 segments that we have in there currently. And then if you want to write as a breakaway the introduction for Harrison's, if he's going to scramble and try and get something done tonight or today, tonight for tomorrow, then that's fine. I can get that from him. And if it's a breakaway, I can always cut it out of the script in the edit. To some degree, everyone's beat. I mean, it's our product as a class, so we're going to suffer from lack of that content. From a grading standpoint, yes, no, they're beat. They were meant to be in today. And that will certainly be addressed on Thursday. Because we'll have at least one more show to get in before spring break. So if we're meeting again on Thursday, it means that on Monday, segments will be due. And then we'll get the script finalized Monday, hopefully record it on Tuesday, and then I can piece the show together for us to air on Wednesday. Thursday's an A day, and then Friday we don't have class because that's the first day of break. Did I do that right? Yeah, we would be Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week, but we're not. So I'll take segments tomorrow, but I mean, at this point, if they're not in the chat, they're not going to know how the script is coming together or how the show's coming together. So that is on them. And I will put a stern message in our classroom so folks can come out on Thursday and get that tutorial Wii video and then make sure that they're on task to have a segment done by Monday. I was under the impression when we chatted last week, early in the week, about setting these deadlines for ourselves that everyone was on board. So we need to find news for Morgan to say. I mean, yeah, I was going to say we can check the school email, but I'm guessing the announce thing hasn't been updated in probably a while. No, Haley, you're right in that. That's kind of what it's going to be. I'm kind of like, unless we have some ideas right now that we can put in there. Ashley, do you have any of the? I don't know if they were part of your video. I just scrubbed through. I didn't watch the whole thing because I got it as we were chatting here. I know you guys put in there last Friday as far as like TV shows you were binge watching. Were you guys keeping track of any of those shows? Can we do a report or something on that? If there were like, here were the top 5 shows referenced, something along those lines. Okay, Spirit Week should definitely go in then. completed segments. Let's I'm just going to add that section to the doc here. Underline. Oh, not underline. Okay. Vinny, I don't think that's an actual spirit day, but they're designed not to match. That's the point. Harrison, perfect. Again, this is going to be our pilot, so this is just, it will be a little rough and it's going to be a little bare bones because some people didn't contribute and there's not a lot to cut it up with, but we're going to get it. This is where we're getting our feelers. So Harrison, that's great. We just want to make sure that I get that early enough tomorrow to get in the edits and then export and then upload and all that jazz. All right, so I guess let's do this. As I just looked at the clock and realized, whoa, we're almost out of our time. But obviously, you guys have been fantastic at keeping in contact and having that communication open. So of course, let's continue to do that between now and Thursday. Do you want after the school day to work on the script or tomorrow? Well, I guess I try and like you know your schedule. So I don't want to say, well, it should be done today. Because I understand that you've got other classes and other work to take care of as well. So I would just kind of try and figure out how long you think it's going to take to do. And I only say that because I understand this time around, if Morgan is your anchor and she's also contributing on the script, then she's going to be more familiar with it. But I would just say, remember that I guess next week, either one of you is probably not going to be the anchor. And so if we need to get the script done in a timely manner so that you can send it to somebody and then they can go, oh, okay, I got your script. I'm going to shoot this as a video and then upload that video and share it with Mr. Leonard. We want to make sure that they have ample time to do that. And so, getting the script done at your leisure now, because you guys know you're both writing it and then Morgan is going to shoot it. It might be easier to figure out when that's going to be as opposed to, okay, I'm Chris Flanagan and I'm the anchor for this show. So I'm just going to sit here and keep checking my email for a script. And if it comes in at midnight, then that could pose a problem. So I would say let's try and set the routine that to the best of your ability, you're going to try and get the script done as soon as possible today. So if in the future it needs to go to someone, you can send it to that person by a certain time on Tuesday so that they can get it and know, okay, on Wednesday I'm going to have to record this and get it to Mr. Leonard as soon as possible. I think we're going to be working outside of our class time a little bit, but that time was kind of designed just for teachers to be available, not necessarily limit when work for that class can be done. So, yeah, and I picked Chris because he's one of the people that I don't think has come to any of our streams. So yeah, Haley, of course, we're going to keep an ear to the ground for school news. If I get emails and stuff from administrators, and so if there is material in there that isn't sensitive or for teacher eyes only, I will get that to you in a way that could be a little blurb to read. I would say as of right now, it's nothing. Although maybe the lead in for Autism Awareness Week could go in as a talking point / school announcement, and that could be your lead into the video that I downloaded that we're going to put in and try and get away with streaming material that's not ours. Going to start it after 12 today. Okay. So then kind of just pay attention to how long that takes and when it's finalized, so that way we can start to say, okay, if we have a Thursday show, Friday show, then the script is going to be done by this time on Tuesday, Wednesday, so it can get to an anchor, and then the video from the anchor needs to be done by a certain time on Wednesday or Thursday, and we can kind of figure that out as we move through the motions this week, right? So like just if it takes you an hour to write the script, okay, cool. If it takes you 20 minutes to write the script, also cool. But let's just start to go, okay, when's a reasonable time to get it done so we can get it to the person that needs to record? And then for the person recording, how long did that take and what's a suitable time frame to get that to me, right? Because if I get a video from someone tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the evening, that doesn't give me a lot of time to work on the show, all right? So we're just going to get our feelers this week, and then hopefully next week it'll be a little bit smoother, and then we'll break for a week and come back and pick it up again. So, I think a weekly show is good for having people do segments, if they do segments, but then also for us to piece things together remotely. So I think moving forward, depending on how long we're out, I think having a weekly episode is a good benchmark to try and hit for us as a class. So, all right, let's for the folks still left in the chat, which is a smattering, do you guys feel confident and comfortable with what it is that you need to take care of today? About the doctors. Harrison. Harrison about the doctors? Morgan talked about the doctors. Harrison talked about theater. All right, so Haley specifically, I guess, please just make sure that you are communicating with me, not only like, issues or things that are popping up, but please let me know if the time crunch becomes too much pressure or too much work for you. I understand it's in lieu of doing a taped video segment, but saying on Thursday that we need to have a taped video segment by Monday gives a little bit more flexibility and timeframes to do that than saying, okay, here's all the pieces of the puzzle on Tuesday, put the script together by Tuesday afternoon so we can get it. Like, if that becomes a lot, then just please let me know. I want to make sure that we're not overbearing you with too much to do for the show. So just please be honest with that in the future if that becomes a huge headache. Or even after this episode, it's, hey, we need to revisit this because I don't have time to do this, or it's just too much at once. Just let me know. Cool. Awesome. You guys are rock stars. Okay. So then let's wrap on today, and we'll meet on Thursday with an assembled show. Do we have a time that we want to get that out? Like, do we want to air it during our class? I feel like if other people are doing stuff, then they might not watch, but at the same time, everyone might be at their computers doing work. Like, I don't want to get it in at 1 o'clock when people are closing their lids and taking, a lunch break or something like that. So we should think about when we want that to air as well. Heck, we can air it before our class. We can air it at 8:30 and then let it run like 2 or 3 times and then just, kill it when class starts. All right. Let me know your thoughts there. But let's wrap on today, and then we'll meet again on Thursday, either after our show, during our show, before our show, and then we'll go over some WeVideo stuff and just make sure everyone is clear of the assignment moving forward, and then we'll build and grow, and that'll be our challenge and our fun. So thank you guys for sticking around through the stream. Thank you for bearing with the technical difficulties that cropped up in the middle, and thank you for being awesome. All right, so we'll see you on Thursday. Email me if we have issues or need anything, and then Morgan, I guess as soon as you get that video shot of you anchoring, send it my way so I can get it in the show. All right, see you everybody. Bye.